This video is to demonstrate how a commercial ESP that's been neglected has been restored. This particular unit is a SmogHog PSG unit. The first thing is the clean cells and carbon filters are delivered. We ship them down in these U-line containers. The cells are all clean, tested, and ready to be installed in the unit. In this particular instance, as with most, the unit was located on the roof and had to be accessible via the elevator. And it's quite a lot of work getting the cells, which are 36 pounds each, plus the carbon filters all the way up onto the roof. And as you can see, things are pretty tight. Then when you get onto the rooftop unit, you see how you have to go over a lip, so everything has to come off the carts and then be placed. This particular unit is located in Miami, so we did this early in the morning because of the heat. They had no indicator lights working. Basically, in this particular unit, the only thing that was working was the blower. So it was removing smoke from the kitchen, but it was just blowing it back out with grease onto the roof. The first thing we had to do was take out the PSG cells. And you can see you have to usually work around a lot of things to get them out. In this particular case, we had a 4-man crew. This unit had 18 cells, so once the dirty cells come out, we'll take the inside of the unit, we'll go through and check the self-washing mechanisms and just to make sure everything's working. In this instance, everything was not working in this unit. This unit had everything going wrong for it. No indicator lights, nothing like that. Here we're looking at the self-spraying modules, nozzles when they spray the cells in self-wash mode. And over here is the carbon filters. In this unit, we had 64 carbon filters that we removed and eventually replaced. You can see how it's just dirty. Everything is dirty, and usually things stick together, so the carbon trays don't really pull out that easily, especially if they've been in there for years, which many times these neglected units have had them, everything in it for a long time. So all the carbon trays are removed, all the electrostatic cells are removed, and there's impingers, which we'll see in a few minutes, that are also removed. You could see here how there's just so much buildup on these cells. There's no way we'd be able to clean these cells on the roof or anything like that. These have to be brought back to our facility and cleaned. These are the impingers I was mentioning. And again, these are take the heavy brunt of all the oil or mist, grease-laden mist, I should say, gets stuck here prior to going through the electrostatic cells. So again, these need to be pulled out and cleaned and maintained to prevent any grease fires. In this particular unit, the modules that protect the power packs were leaking, so we just had water on every single module. There were 6 power packs in this particular unit. And each one, just over the years, again, this is in Miami, so the heavy rains on the roof, it just made a mess. And you could see just the corrosion. None of these power packs were working. None of the contacts were even working. Everything was corroded. The lines, the electrical lines even feeding into the unit had water. And that's why we documented this video. We figure a short 9-minute video, we could show you guys, potential customers, that this is what we do. This is what you're going to pay for. And a lot of work goes into this. All of our crew members are trained by Parker, and we're certified to work on the SmogHog PSG system. especially in New York City. This particular unit is in Miami. We carry all the parts, and basically will make sure every component of the system is working. In this particular model, we had problems with the relays where the power packs weren't even getting fed electricity when there was going into wash mode. All the power packs and the enclosures had to be removed from the door and replaced in this instance. They're sold as a separate part, the power packs and the whole box itself, and that's what we had done in this particular instance. So we basically disconnected all the wiring to the power packs, the old power packs, and then removed the boxes. Obviously, there was no power to this unit. Everything was turned off. Then we had to put the new modules back on the door and connect everything up. They got to be sealed with RTV sealant or silicone, just to prevent any water from getting back in here. You had to connect all the power packs and then check all the power packs to make sure everything was working. Then we had to put the mesh filters, the impingers, the carbon filters, and of course the electrostatic cells, the cleaned electrostatic cells, back into the unit. Now keep in mind, we bring cleaned electrostatic cells to you prior to the service, so we don't clean anything on site. These cells were cleaned at our facility in Connecticut prior to being shipped down. You can see the carbon filters were reinserted, and that carbon is just new carbon. And then at the end, the indicator lights are on, and the unit is working as designed. We're certified by SmogHog. We're motivated. We're clean. We keep everything neat. We repack all the dirty filters, including the carbon trays, the mesh filters, the electrostatic cells. Those are all packed. In this instance, it was in a side lot by the restaurant, and they're put back into our shipping containers. Which are protect the electrostatic cells in shipment. They're good cells, they just need to be cleaned. Everything is then shipped back to our facility in Connecticut, wrapped up. And then we arrange to have these containers removed. So the customer, the end user, doesn't have to arrange for shipping, nothing. We just take care of it soup to nuts. So at the end of the day, you have a PSG unit that's working, and the cells, the old cells and everything, the dirty cells are all just removed. Everything is wrapped up and securely shipped out. Our crews will go anywhere in the country, and the service can be provided in this particular job was about a 4-day job. Thanks again, and give us a call if you have a PSG unit and you need service. Take care.